Today on Suncoast View, Thunder by the Bay roars back into downtown Sarasota at a different time of year. We'll discuss.
And we live in one of the most popular vacation spots in the country, and September is the best time to enjoy great local events. Today we'll help you make your plans.
We take a trip down memory lane at the breakfast table with vintage cereal boxes. All that and more right now on Suncoast View.
Welcome to the show, and welcome back to Haley Wilgus. Great to have you with us today.
On another Friday. I love coming on Fridays.
Yeah,
it's like a good day to celebrate the weekend.
That's right. We're in a good Friday mood.
In a good mood. Everyone's in a good mood.
All right, so I'm all about viewer interaction, right? Because it's so fun to hear from you, and we actually really like to know you're watching and paying attention. Haley had some great Facebook comments this week from something that happened on the evening news on Monday. Let's check it out.
One of the most legendary bands since the dawn of rock and roll will hit the stage in Sarasota. Chicago will perform live at the Van Wezel Performing Arts Hall on October 30th. The band's signature sounds have brought us hits like Saturday in the Park, although I think this is the video for the musical Chicago. Wrong video. I was like, wow, that's very, they really have changed their style there. And John O'Hurley has joined the group, and it's a whole new thing. But the band's 50th consecutive year of touring, that's what they are, they're going to be capping that off here in Sarasota. Tickets will go on sale.
You handled that really well. I'm like, look, it's Peter Cetera in a bikini top.
I know, when you start to see the feathers and John, you're like, this is not the right Chicago, but I could see how easily it got mixed up because they both come to the Van Wezel.
And so I'm sure the producer made a note that says need file footage of Chicago at the Van Wezel and did not say musical or pop rock.
Right.
Group. Yeah.
It's so easy it could go two ways.
And the viewer comments were great. I mean, everybody got the joke. Everybody understood.
They loved it. I got a bunch of.
They
did, and I got a bunch of comments. People sent me their clips from their TV, and they said this was hilarious. We couldn't stop laughing. We thought it was hilarious. So sometimes news bloopers are good. I mean, they make the show better sometimes.
So, and if you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at?
Right.
Well, it wasn't your fault. So it's a lot funnier when it's somebody else's fault.
I mean, I still laugh even when I just don't take things too seriously, if it's not life or death. So even when it is my fault, I just kind of laugh sometimes too. So.
No one's perfect.
Right.
Well, you're a good sport, and that was very funny. So we're glad we could share it with you. We want to see who's in the kitchen today. We welcome back Chef Joe from Cafe Barboso. What are you making for us today?
Hi, girls.
Hello.
I'm making blank shrimp.
Excuse me?
We're not allowed to give you
Is
the
that blank, as in like bad word, bad word?
Yes.
Oh, Joe.
Oh, my goodness.
I didn't come up with it. Customers did.
Yeah.
It makes you curse.
Yes, it makes you curse. So you can only get it at Barboso. But we're going to give you the recipe. It's my grandmother's.
She didn't say that, I bet.
No, she did.
Order.
Like every time my uncles went to jail, this is what she made for them before they went to jail. So.
Well, you know what? I guess when you're from New York, you can say whatever you want. Call your food whatever you want.
Yeah.
All right, we like it. You're going to have to go to Cafe Barboso to find out what it's really called. But also part of Cafe Barboso are the artists that work while you dine, and it is an amazing part. Artist Dante Ferraro is with Chef Joe today in the studio, and we're going to check in with him as we go throughout the show. So it'll be a lot of fun to see him. All right, it is time for our first hot topic, and Thunder by the Bay is returning to downtown Sarasota. The 20th annual Motorcycle and Music Festival will take place at the County Fairgrounds on Ringling in February. That's actually a month later than it's been scheduled before. The Bikes on Main block party's also back in downtown Sarasota to kick off the event. Organizers say the appeal of an inside and outside venue at the fairgrounds plus on-site camping was the reason for the return. Do we like this?
I think it's a great idea. Timing is everything. I have been in the opera and in church when the motorcycles were here before, Thunder by the Bay. You couldn't hear either one. But there are many times when the opera and church are not going on that they could be down there and it would be wonderful. So we need to have the correct timing.
Right. I thought this was a good balance and a good compromise, considering that last year, a couple years ago, it was here and there was so much issues, and then it went away and then came back. So I think this is a great compromise. It brings it close enough to downtown where the restaurants and some of the stores can enjoy the people coming in.
The money from the visitors.
And then it's not too far out where, you don't get any benefit.
No, I agree.
and the fairgrounds, they can camp. And I've been to
awesome,
places
yeah.
when they were camping out there, and it's so much fun. Everybody is having such a good time together.
And the weather will be so much cooler then for the camping or
And less
for
rainy
hanging
in
out there.
February.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
they've had
And the
rain issues.
indoor-outdoor thing is a good idea.
Yeah.
I think it's perfect, honestly.
I do too, and
This was a
big
good
kudos
compromise.
to everybody
Yeah.
for coming
Yes.
up with a solution
Right.
that makes everybody happy. So that's definitely something we appreciate.
Maybe we can find compromises in other
In other
bigger
ways.
issues
That's
in
right.
this country.
We're off to a
Yes.
good start with the motorcycles. Well, it's not just motorcycles coming to the Suncoast. Apparently, those who love any sports love our Suncoast. A research firm just ranked Sarasota 15th in the country as a destination for adventure and activity. Our top BMX facility, our rowing lake, and the accessibility to water sports were all factors. The top destination in the country was Hawaii, followed by San Diego. So we're in some pretty elite company here, and Tampa's St. Pete ranked 8th. I love this
Wow.
because we are one of the smaller areas to make that top 15 ranking.
I think we're better than Hawaii. I mean, it's so
do too.
difficult to get there. And
Oh,
the
well,
climate
that's
is
the
the
hard
hard
Our
part.
sand
Yeah.
is prettier, and
Yeah.
our water is warmer.
Yeah.
I've never gotten there because it's so
I
far
haven't
away
either. Right,
and
same
so
with me.
expensive.
And you can
Right,
get here
same.
easy.
Well, I think the accessibility factor for us is absolutely huge.
Yes.
And when you compare to some of the costs like Hawaii and even like California,
Yeah.
I mean, this is a better place to be.
Getting around in LA and in San Diego
Right.
Let's
is such
revote.
a hard thing. Getting around here, although we complain when there are 3 cars in a row in a traffic light, it's so much easier.
Yeah, so don't tell everybody. Remember, that's that balance.
If they come,
Every
then it
time
won't
these
be
lists
true.
come out,
Right.
more
More people show up
Yeah.
here, so it is definitely good and bad. Well, speaking of sports, the cover story of Time magazine this week explores the astronomical amount parents are spending so their kids can play youth sports. I'm guilty as charged. It is now a $15.3 billion industry. It has doubled in the last 10 years. Research shows that many families spend as much as 10% of their income to train their kids, for a very small percentage chance that that kid will actually play at a high college level. But sky-high costs are now even preventing some kids from participating, and overall participation rates have declined in recent years, especially in lower income areas. How do we stop this?
I don't know if it's necessarily the goal of making it to the professional level.
Yeah.
I think you just don't want your kids to be the one that's sorry on the field.
I agree.
You know, so regardless of what level, you don't want your kid to be the one that couldn't catch the ball. So you want them to excel the best they can. The only problem is when you start having those costs. I mean, just for your equipment alone is $500.
Equipment is
Right.
bad, but the decline of what you would call rec sports really makes me sad. Like Little League used to be where everybody played
Right.
baseball, right? Well, now everybody has to play travel ball.
Right.
And the Little League kids are getting made fun of because, well, that's just rec ball. Anybody can play. Travel ball is where it's at, but all that is pay to play.
Right. It's
I mean, all
what
we're doing
parents
is
can
paying
pay.
more
Right.
for the same type of thing.
And you get
Yeah.
so much out of sports. It's not about going to college or the pros.
Exactly.
You're not going to do that. But you learn to cooperate. You learn to take your turn. You learn to stand it when you lose. You learn to stand up like an adult and take it. So you get so many life lessons that you won't get other places without those.
And even some high schools are, not having the sports continue with them. Like they had my nephew's football team was threatening not to have a football season this year because they just could not afford it. They couldn't afford the equipment, and they had to do like this whole big fundraiser just so the high school can continue their sporting activities.
Right, which doesn't surprise me
No.
because the schools, districts are cutting back on what
Yeah.
they're
Right.
willing to give to sports programs. So then you've got kids, and we have this problem in our schools that, they've played at pretty high levels, and the parents have put out a lot of money for
Yeah.
decades. Youth soccer is the thing I use.
And then the high school doesn't have it.
Well, or the high school only has one team and it's a varsity team, and that only
Not everyone can make it.
14 girls are going to get to
Right.
play. Yet you've got girls that have played for years and years. And why isn't there a JV team, or why isn't there a freshman team? Because there isn't the field space, there isn't the money. We can't get coaches.
And
One
those
good
things are
solution
just
is
as
be a
important.
swimmer. Because that's what I did, and it is cheap, and there is very little equipment, and most of the meets, especially where we were in Texas, it's within driving distance, and
But they last all day.
They do.
They do last
they
all
last
day.
more than all day. They last Saturday and Sunday from like 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. both. Yeah, they're long.
I put that on the bad mom sport list because it lasts so long.
Right. For that reason, there's a lot of sitting around in natatoriums. But yeah, it's a more economical. But my sister was a gymnast and a diver.
Oh, geez.
And they traveled all over the country. She did end up with a college scholarship, though. So, but my parents did put a lot of time and investment into it on the front side. But yeah, I mean, there's so many benefits, but it's just the cost. I mean, if we could find some way to make it a little.
And I hate to see kids left out
not
because
be
of
able to do
money.
it.
I was a majorette in high school, and 30 years later, I was in LA, and they said, "Oh, would you step up here and do an audition for ABC News, Linda?" And I said, "Sure. I made majorette in 10th grade. I can do this."
The confidence. The confidence.
Yeah,
Anything.
absolutely, it does. Well, it's a great story in Time this week. Well, good news for all you recovering nerds. Your high school popularity is not a predictor of your future happiness. A decade-long study found that 15-year-olds who had a few good close friends were ultimately happier at age 25 than those who were widely popular. Psychologists say higher levels of attachment lead to better psychosocial health, better adjustment, and also stress adaptation. And that being well-liked by a large group of people does not replace a few good BFFs. The things we learn as we age.
100% agree. I wish I could convince my little sis with big brothers, big sisters that this doesn't matter. And I said, there's no like popular at work. When she said, there's not. I mean, I said, no, everybody, you all just show up and work together, and you have to find a way to work with everyone, whether they're cool or not. And I said, some of the most non-cool people in high school are pop stars now, and actors and actresses,
and bosses for many
bosses, and musicians. So just, don't worry about that.
We were at a high school reunion, and this guy walked in, and everybody said, "I never saw him. Who is he?" And somebody said, "Oh, he owns all of the paving companies in Florida, and he's not married." And suddenly every girl in the high school class is going,
And was he cute in high
I'd really
school?
like to get to know you.
Was he cute and popular and studly in high
No,
school?
we never even saw him in high
I
school.
don't even remember his name.
He was in
Oh,
the
that's
background, but
adorable.
suddenly he was the most popular guy at the 20th reunion.
It's a hard lesson to learn as a teenager, but I think we all get it as an adult.
Yeah.
So we know our brain has hours when we think more clearly than others, but now researchers say there is a common time where many of us have less brain activity. It's 2 p.m. Research shows it's harder to focus, exercise good judgment, and avoid making mistakes midday. That is, of course, based on our circadian rhythms from our sleep patterns. But psychologists say you got to organize your to-do list and your day from worst to best. Do the worst tasks first thing in the morning when your self-control is best, and those mindless tasks are better later in the day. I am ready to curl up in a ball about midday every day. So
Oh, my eyes start to close at 2 o'clock. They do.
that makes
See, for
complete
me,
sense
this is
to
like 9 p.m. because, like, the bad time for me is not. Since I'm on the later shift, that I get that slump. It's weird, like at 9 in between shows, and then it's 2 more hours till the next show. But that's when I really start to feel that
That's 2
sleepiness.
p.m. for you.
That is
Right,
like
that's your 2
more like
p.m.
that's more like my 2 p.m.
And it makes sense if you've been up for 10 hours of the day, you're going to have a little bit of an energy
course.
slump. But
Yeah,
I've never found a good way to fight through that.
It's very hard. I think walking, it's the last thing you want to do, but it's like when you go outside and just like do the parking lot or
And it gives you some sort of
somehow
burst of
it
energy.
does.
Yourself moving.
It does, yeah.
Good advice.
I think mine is more like in the morning. I'm the worst getting up.
up,
But
it's
once
hard.
I'm up, I'm good for the rest of the day.
Right.
I won't fall, I won't,
Right. You don't have that slump.
Oh, that's,
you're lucky.
yeah,
Once
that's
I'm
my
up,
best
I'm going all
time.
the day.
I can get up and clean out my closet
Me too.
before breakfast.
Me too.
And then
Yeah.
2 o'clock, I
And then
want to go to sleep.
Especially if it delays going to work. I can get a lot done before I get in the car and go to work. I'm delaying the inevitable. So coffee is a key life essential for many of us. For others, it is a blank canvas for a work of art. Look at the South Korean barista. He uses colored icing to create cream art on regular cups of coffee. And he's definitely breaking the color barrier because most of the latte art is just done with the froth and the coffee. This guy has 200,000 Instagram followers. He does it on cooled coffee, so the icing doesn't melt and then affect the flavor. And oh, by the way, the latte artists here at the Coffee Cart, you can see out and about. You may have heard of that. Or Perk here in Sarasota also do some really cool stuff. But you can see how the coffee cup is the magazine, and also Starry Night, you can see in the upper corner there, all created on top of coffee.
I wouldn't want to
But you
drink
wouldn't
it,
drink
though.
it.
I wouldn't
I
be able
know.
to drink it either.
It
He
would
said
be
he
so
does
cool.
3 a day. He only does 3 a day by special order. So I thought that was neat.
But that's horrible. Then
that's
you have
crazy.
to drink the art. It's gone.
It's a treat.
It's like the chalk festival, and they have to
Yeah.
race it away, or the sand castles.
Oh, all
Get
of
rid
that
it.
makes
I
me
hate
so
that.
sad.
I
Yes,
know, I
exactly. All of which are coming up.
We get attached so easily.
Yes, we do.
All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast. And speaking of great things happening in Sarasota, we're going to sit down and talk about the big events in September. Stay with us.
We are lucky enough to live where everyone else comes to vacation, but sometimes we take that for granted. September is a great month to get out and enjoy all the Suncoast has to offer. And Aaron Duggan from Visit Sarasota County is here to tell us about some of the events coming up and a new campaign. Aaron, explain what You Owe to Visit means.
Well, as you know, social media is so big right now. And so really this campaign was developed to be an online campaign. And so
Okay.
when you look at social media, you see that the OTA is clearly a play on the last 3 letters of Sarasota.
Right.
But we really want locals to know that if you invite your friends and family to come visit you in Sarasota County, it has a great economic impact on the destination. It keeps people employed, it keeps restaurants busy and open during what could sometimes be a slow month. So we really are encouraging people to, on social media, take a picture of some of your favorite things to do in Sarasota County, call them out, tag them, invite them to come and visit you in Sarasota County, and if you use hashtag #YouOweToVisit, we at Visit Sarasota County are going to aggregate that content and share the love.
Oh, fun.
And I find that it's the best to sometimes visit places during their off season. Hotels are cheaper, restaurants aren't as booked, there's not as much traffic, and you can enjoy it more. So we need to kind of encourage people to come on those off months. I
Whether
think.
it's feeding flamingos at Sarasota Jungle Gardens, shopping down on Dearborn Street in Inglewood, there's really so many things to do, so many things to brag about.
Well, tell us more about some of the shopping, because that
shopping.
interests
Yeah,
all
we all
of us.
perked up with this.
Yeah.
Shop-timber, really?
Shop Timber, so, you know, very similar to Savor Sarasota, which is our restaurant week in June, when we're trying to help restaurants during what is a historically slow time for them. We heard that from our shopping districts as well, because back to school shopping's ended, but holiday shopping hasn't quite started. So we've aggregated all of the deals around the community, whether it's Dearborn Street or whether it's the University Town Center, Venice Main Street, St. Armand Circle, Gulfgate Village.
Nice.
And we're highlighting all of those deals, and so we're encouraging people to get out and shop in September.
Okay, and anything else going on in Inglewood?
Well, Inglewood during September has one of my favorite events, what's called Let's Eat Inglewood. And so that is Inglewood's very own restaurant week. So you can get a multi-course lunch for $12 and a multi-course dinner for $23. So if you haven't been to a restaurant in Inglewood, or if you want to try a new restaurant, I really think Let's Eat Inglewood is a great time to try it.
And they really celebrate this time of year, too.
Right,
They have
and
the
a
big
good
Labor Day
chance to
parade
get down
coming up.
there. We don't always, those of us up here don't always make it down that way, so this would be a great time to do that.
Traffic's usually our excuse, so to do it
So
during
do
the
it
off
now.
season is a great time to do it. I can't say enough about how great the restaurants have been with extending their promotions too. Like some of the Savor Sarasotas are going into October, which is amazing.
It's, hey, no complaints from
The locals. Oh my gosh.
or the tourists.
It's great.
And then what about our big event we've been talking about now for probably 2 or 3 years, the World Rowing Championships kicking off September 23rd.
We have been waiting for this event for a very long time. We are getting ready to welcome the world to Sarasota County and to Manatee County as well. There's going to be events throughout both communities welcoming not only the athletes, but of course the spectators and the fans as well. So I think it's going to be a great time to celebrate rowing, our community, Nathan Benderson Park. There's a lot of excitement out there.
What can we do as locals? Like, how can we get involved and participate?
Well, you know, I think one of the best ways to get involved, if you're going to go out there and you want to be a part of it, volunteer. They've got amazing opportunities to volunteer. So you could sign up just to work a very short shift. You could sign up to work the whole event. I'll be out there every day throughout the program. And it's a great way to really feel the excitement and be a part of it.
This is going to be so huge because you have people from all over the world coming right here to our little town and enjoying all of the amenities here.
I mean, I think there's going to be people from over 70 countries.
Wow.
They're filling
exciting.
up our hotel rooms. They're excited to experience our culture and to go to our restaurants, and so it really is going to be an exciting time to be in Sarasota.
And then what about traffic exit? Everyone's concerned about traffic. So,
you know, I think they've got a great transportation plan in effect. You're going to be able to easily park over at University Town Center. There's going to be trams. There's a walkway to get over to Nathan Benderson Park. But you know what? I also really like Uber. And Lyft.
Yeah,
That's a great
then
way.
they drop you off right at the entrance and you walk in.
And the diamond is done. I mean, the construction in that area has wrapped up. The timing is great.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right, well, so many great deals and events here in the fall. Embrace all that the Suncoast has to offer. And, of course, don't forget about the new hashtag. It's UOTA Visit. And you can, it's OTA, a play, of course, on the Sarasota. And you can check it out, too, at uotavisit.com. Post your pictures of what you're out and about doing. Coming up next, we're going to meet this week's McCurdy's comedy headliner. Stay with us.
Are you a food lover, restaurant goer, or home cook? Then check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, and helpful step-by-step videos. And you'll love the restaurant guide with direct links to your favorite Suncoast eateries. Whether you're cooking in or dining out, whet your appetite with tasty tips from Chef Judy at mysuncoast.com/dining.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wanna Be Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabein.com.
Since 1928, Karastan has been setting the standard in carpets and rugs, producing non-allergenic wools that won't promote the growth of bacteria or dust mites like other carpets will. Karastan wools actively remove contaminants from the indoor air, making your home healthier. And there are many colors and patterns and textures to choose from. Come see for yourself.
So many possibilities worth exploring. Manasota Flooring.
This is an important medical announcement. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to uncontrollable bleeding and even death. If you've been prescribed one of these drugs and have experienced these dangerous side effects, you may be entitled to substantial compensation. Studies show that Pradaxa can cause more heart attacks than warfarin, and other countries have already issued safety warnings against this drug. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. The call is confidential, there's no cost, and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to Pradaxa victims, and thousands of Xarelto victims are filing their legal cases. Call the Drug Watch hotline if you or a loved one used Xarelto or Pradaxa and experienced uncontrollable bleeding, brain hemorrhage, or even death. You must call now.
Call 800-793-6055. 800-793-6055.
Welcome back. We are watching an artist at work. This is Dante Ferraro. He is part of the artist colony, if you will, that is at Cafe Barboso, where you can see them working live and enjoy fine Italian dining. We'll check in with him and Chef Joe coming up a little bit later. Bobette?
Well, this week's McCurdy comedy headliner has been a Suncoast favorite for more than 20 years. He's been named Showtime's funniest person in America. And we're excited to have him here to make us laugh. Welcome, Lewis Johnson Jr. And you're shaking your head no over
Because
here.
20 years, that makes me sound so old.
No. That's called experience.
Yes.
We own that.
We like that
We
here.
like that here.
No, see, you don't understand. I just went through this with my son. You know,
And he thinks you're old too.
Well, he calls me up. The first thing he says on the phone is, "What's up, Gandalf? How you doing, gray man?" Because I got gray hair coming in, and I'm like, you know what? You can kiss where the sun don't shine because my gray hair put you through college twice.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You guys know that I think if you have gray hair, then people should respect you.
True. You're distinguished.
Because your gray hair tells you things.
I'm never going to
Wisdom.
have gray hair.
Oh, you should get it. But really, let a little bit of it come out because my gray hair tells me things. My gray hair tells me not to make sudden moves.
Like what?
Like, this happened a couple weeks ago. I popped my knee out of socket while I was in bed looking for the remote. Like, how does that happen?
I don't know if I'd admit that.
That's not good.
No, you have to admit all of that
You
stuff.
have to laugh.
And the gray hair reminded you that you're not supposed to do that again.
Yeah, and it's like, and you know what it did? I was laying in the bed and I couldn't find the remote. So I just watched what was on. So now I'm hooked on HGTV and the Do-It-Yourself network. So I'm literally sitting there for 9 hours watching people look at property. Right? You too?
What is it? Why
Yeah.
is it so
You
addicting? And
just
why
sit-
do you
it
have
is-
to go to the next?
It is addictive TV. You're like, oh, I hope they buy that house. No, get that one's got a better backyard. Get that one. Like, I'm sitting there for 9 hours watching this.
Done the same
and I watch
thing.
all of them.
Maybe we should go together and get you a remote.
Oh. No, I'm hooked now. I'm very hooked now.
Speaking
I'm
of
very
hooked,
hooked.
another thing that you just came back from is a cruise. You've been working on cruises.
I work for like several different cruise lines. I just spent a month in Australia.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, cruise ships and comedy clubs. And the best.
Yeah.
So to get here, I went from Australia to Alaska to the Caribbean and now here to the coast.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
And cruise ships are the best.
Do they laugh at different things in Australia?
Australia's it's very interesting because they have jellyfish the size of your thumbnail that can kill you.
Oh, that's not
But they have spiders bigger than your hand that do nothing but scare you. So I'm in Melbourne one night. I'm walking from the comedy club to my hotel, and these two women are coming towards me. And they all of a sudden see them go, ah! And they go running off. And I'm thinking, well, I didn't do nothing to you. What are you? And I look up, and there's a spider bigger than my hand crawling down the wall. Oh. Yeah, and I did the same thing you guys did.
Yeah.
Your eyes went like that. I was like, ah! And I did like that, and I ran under this pole. And I've never heard a spider laugh until that day. I saw that. It was crazy. It was
But
crazy.
things will be safer here for you.
Yeah.
we
Much
promise.
safer,
No
except for the palmetto bugs you guys
Yeah,
have.
they're
cute.
You'll be fine. Don't worry. Now you can catch Lewis at McCurdy's Comedy this weekend through Sunday, August 27th. For more information, visit McCurdy's website. And next, we're going to look at classic cereal boxes and see which one you remember. We'll be right back.
Attention! Royal Seas Cruises has just announced their deal of the day, a $99 Caribbean cruise for 2 people. This amazing cruise deal to the Bahamas is only available to the first 500 callers who register in your area today. So get ready to write down this number and act fast. We know that the best type of traveler is a repeat guest, so we're offering this $99 Caribbean cruise to prove it. That's $99 per couple, including your stateroom, all your delicious meals, full spa, live entertainment, 3 kids clubs, and more. Come see why we were voted one of the top 10 best overall cruises by Cruise Critic. We're so sure you'll enjoy yourself and become a repeat customer that you're getting this deal of the day for the unbelievable low price of just $99 per couple. But you've got to act fast. Pick up the phone and be one of the first 500 callers to take the Caribbean cruise of a lifetime for just $99 per couple. Call right now or log on to royalcruisenow.com.
Call 800-906-0489.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
Welcome back to Suncoast View. We're going to check back in with Chef Joe from Cafe Barboso. And Chef, tell us about why it's important to you to have these artists at Cafe Barboso.
Well, I'll be honest with you. It's all about entertainment at the restaurant. So I grew up my whole life painting, and it's wonderful in the restaurant to watch a blank canvas come to life in front of you. So it's a calming effect. You know, it's not, even though the restaurant's hustle bustle, but you have this stage with 3 to 4 artists every night painting live. And it's intoxicating for the guests because it just moves them. And and they buy art. We sell more art than about 3 galleries put together in Sarasota.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's great that you do that, and we can't wait to taste the great food. We'll see you in just a little bit.
You got it.
Linda?
Well, cereal is not just something we eat for breakfast. It's a part of the American pop culture. Cereal boxes can be very nostalgic for a lot of people. And for collectors, they can mean big money. Rob and Susanna Versandi from Toys Around the Clock in St. Petersburg join us now with some of their collection. Why did you start collecting cereal boxes?
Well, this is sort of an adjunct to our vintage toy business. We discovered that in selling cereal premiums and things of that nature, a lot of the collectors would ask us, do we have any boxes? And at the time that this happened, we didn't have too many. But as we go through life here, we discover that there are sources for these things. Admittedly, they're not that they're really available, but occasionally when we see a good box, we'll buy it and keep it in our inventory.
Oh, they must be hard to find. Do they have cereal in them?
1 or 2 do.
Oh. Really?
I would not advise breakfast with anything you find in your boxes, however.
Well, take us through your collection now.
Closed.
Well, this is a variety pack from the early 50s, and what made that so popular, not only did you get a variety of cereals, but when you finished with the box, you had a little town that you could play with. It had, if you had cars or little people or something like that, you'd have a town ready to be used as a toy.
I thought that these small boxes that was more of a modern invention, because now we like to have everything we can just grab and go, but they've been doing this for decades.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Pretty cool.
That looks like fun.
It is, it really is.
Now, I'm reading on the next Kellogg's Rice Krispies, Little Tommy Tittlemouse. That's a Little Tommy Tittlemouse Rice Krispies?
I guess before they started doing premiums, they decorated the boxes with little fairy tales and stories
that's
of
a
things.
story. Yeah, I remember
And that box is from 1937. It's probably the oldest one in our collection, and it's hard to find them in that kind of condition. It's amazing, just amazing.
That's older than I am, and nobody threw it out yet. I'm
Incredible,
just
isn't it?
amazed.
Right.
And tell me about the Cheerios.
Well, that's from General Mills, and General Mills was a big sponsor of a lot of the radio and television shows for children. This one happens to feature the Lone Ranger, and on the back of this particular box is a piece of the Lone Ranger town. Now, there must have been about, I don't know, 50 or 60 boxes with different buildings on it that you had to cut out and create the town. And then by sending in a box top and 10 cents, you got the actual flat that you put the buildings on.
Oh, how
so you had a
fun.
Lone Ranger town once all the pieces were
I
gotten
love that. And then tell me what comes next. I remember hot Ralston. I do.
Oh, wow. You're one of the few people who do.
Well, most people my age are dead, so go ahead.
This particular box features Tom Mix, which nobody probably remembers.
Tom Mix?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, I do. I have a
Good for
crush on
you.
him.
Good for you. He was a popular cowboy star of the 30s and 40s, and he was tied in with the Ralston people and did a radio show. And there was a Ralston Riders where you sent away and you became one of his saddle pals. They sold a ton of merchandise with the Ralston products featuring him. And you can still get some of those products today.
Well, it used to be such a big deal to send away for all these things, too. You know, we didn't have Amazon. You know, my dad said he remembers saving the tops and to mail away. And even, you know, 30 years ago when I was doing it, I remember that.
This is funny because I thought this was all new, not, you know, didn't think that it went back to the 30s. It's
Well,
amazing.
my mother made the mistake of taking me shopping with her, so the cereals that entered into our home usually had something in the box, or I needed the box top to send away for something.
And I would choke down a box I didn't like just to get the box top or the thing inside.
Well, I read the backs of the boxes because we weren't allowed to read books at the table.
There you go.
So I read a lot of cereal boxes. Tell us about some of the others down there.
Okay, well, this is a local cornflakes brand.
Local?
In Chicago. I've never seen it anywhere other than an antique store, so I don't know too much about this one. But the one next to it, this Rice Krispies box, is from the 50s, and Rice Krispies sponsored the Howdy Doody Puppet Show.
Yes. Can we turn it around so they can actually see the...
On the back of the box, of course, is a mask, which was to be cut out and used by the kids. And that particular mask is Dilly Dally.
Right. That is cute. So we were never buying the cereal just to eat the cereal.
No.
We were always going for something else.
Well, the
Always the treats.
next one over, Kix, is a really not too terrific cereal. And the only reason my mother bought it for me was because on the back of that, you got a little plane that you cut out and assembled.
Oh, yeah.
And I think we must have had about 6 or 7 Kix boxes sitting in our pantry with the backs off.
Right? Oh, right, exactly, and the bag's hanging out.
Well. Tell us about some of the others. This brings back great memories.
Well, the next one over, the next two actually are Quaker puffed wheat boxes. They sponsored Sergeant Preston, and almost all their merchandising was related to the Sergeant Preston show. You could get totems, you could get all kinds of goodies if you took the box top off and sent it in with 10 cents. I wasn't a fan of that cereal either. Very few Quaker puffed wheat boxes ended up at our house. The next one is Grape Nuts, and that's a repro box. That was done some years ago. Excuse me.
Oh, wow.
Some years ago. But that's how it looked in the 30s, and they reproduced the box just maybe about 10 years ago.
Wow.
That required an awful lot of hot milk to make it edible.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I remember being tortured with those.
Exactly right.
I was tortured with those.
Now we're
and
getting closer to things that down there that look pretty modern.
Well, yeah, the 80s kids are going to remember Count Chocula.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Oh, this is so much fun. You can see more of his collection if you go to the Vintage Collections by Toys Around the Clock. Their website, Toys Around the Clock, has some great collections that you'll want to see on there. Bring back wonderful memories. Thank you guys so much. Next,
Thank you.
Cutting Loose is going to tell us how to curl our hair.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If you or loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
C7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. The lessons learned from one of the worst mass shootings in U.S. history. What the Florida Department of Law Enforcement says it could have done better at the scene of the Pulse shooting. And it's time for Friday Night Lights. We'll have a preview of all the high school football action set for tonight on the Suncoast. Now let's get a first alert weather forecast now with meteorologist Steve Newman.
Scott, I wish I had better news on the weather for our football out tonight, because it looks like we're going to have a lot of rain over the area right about game time. A lot of tropical moisture. Our computer models indicating you can kind of see that rain moving toward the coast right now. It could bring us some scattered thunderstorms right around 7, 8, 9 o'clock tonight. In fact, it's going to be wet for most of this weekend. We're also coming up on ABC 7 News at 5, give you the full details on now Category 3 Hurricane Harvey approaching Corpus Christi at this hour. Stay tuned.
When severe weather strikes, trust ABC 7 First Alert Weather. We're here for you.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
When you want to get away from it all, to a place where you can do everything, or nothing at all, surrounded by natural beauty and all the modern amenities you might desire, then you'll want to be here at the Wannabe Inn on the beautiful shores of Manasota Key, Florida. To plan your escape, log on to wannabeinn.com.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design relocation sell-off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
And welcome back. There are dozens different types and styles of curling irons on the market. Fat, skinny, without a clip, with a clip, well, there's a lot of them. And Coral Please, the owner of Cutting Loose, is here to explain which ones work best for which types of hair. And this is interesting because you would think curling iron, you just buy one.
Right. Except there's 12 in most of our bathrooms.
Right, right.
I've tried that. Didn't work very well for their little skinny little ones.
We have one of those to show for you today,
This one
too.
is tiny. This
So you
first
just
one.
have to know what to use them for.
So tell me what the difference is when you're looking for a specific curling iron.
Well, and I think now we're really celebrating curl again, which we love. It's not about straight hair anymore. So knowing which tool to use to get the look that you want. We did bring 3 different versions, and then, you know, some photos for some visuals so that we would be able to share, you know, which curling irons is for which style.
Okay. So that one says extra
This one,
small.
it's hard to see how small. Look at this.
And this one helped me
It's in
out
here.
recently when we did the natural. You know, Vicki went back in and she used that to kind of define some of the curls.
Right. So if anybody saw Bo Beth last week, she did wear her natural curl, and we really are celebrating that women are going back more with their natural, but there is a way to twist it when it's wet, and then, but they still need that little, here's a visual for that, that afro look, but the very small curling iron is just how you can just tip those ends a little bit with the extra small, and we loved seeing you like
Now, does that work at all on longer hair? I mean, Linda's hair is short enough, but she probably doesn't want it that tight.
You know, on short hair, it's just going to be tight. On long hair, you could use it, excuse me, to create like that,
like the little
long
baby
afro, but
wave.
it would be
Yeah.
a lot of work to set it.
Yeah.
We're not into a lot of work. We're
If
talking
your
about the
hair is
curling
really
iron.
short, you might be able just to.
Oh yeah, no, you can, but it is definitely for the natural curl.
Right.
You know,
Very short
ethnic,
hair.
you know, ethnic
Okay.
curly hair.
All right,
so
let's move
that's
to
great.
the next one. So this one is a little bit bigger, I guess, iron portion. What
Is that
it
a 3/4?
This, no, it's a 1 inch.
That's a 1,
This
okay.
is our most popular
Yeah.
curling iron right now. 3/4 inch was, but now that we're wanting those bigger curls. And the best way to get the looks for that is to be able to curl it in what we call with a barrel set. And then you clip it, and then you hold it all in your hair until it cools, so that when you take it down, there's a perfect visual of our photo shoot we did last week
Wow,
with
that's
Kai
gorgeous.
Shao. Isn't she gorgeous?
Yeah.
But that was, you know, that was a lot to set all that hair, but you just let it cool, and then you just run your hands through it.
Right.
She was a beautiful model. All the photos are from the work from the salon and the girls.
That looks really good. That's the one It looks amazing.
And I know that's the size that Vicki uses on both Linda and me every day, yet Linda and I have very different types of hair. So I think that 1-inch barrel is certainly probably the most for anyone. That's the most universal.
Yeah,
no, you
for
use the
Haley
1-inch.
too.
Yeah.
I think, you know, if you're only going to have one, that would be the size to have.
Good to know.
Well, I like the concept of having lots.
So see,
this is so fun. Tell us about these.
So this is the 3-in-1, and it's unclipped. So 3-in-1 meaning one holder, and you can put on 3 different, and you can see it has a pretty small, not quite as small as the extra.
Right.
But there's the 1-inch, and then there's the cone, which really gives you those beachy waves.
Right.
And
just
but
the
you get
fact that
all
you can
3
change them all.
in there, which is nice.
Yeah.
Now, the unclipped, you do have to be careful when you're using it because you can burn. But this is a perfect example of just creating some of that texture. Isn't she gorgeous?
That came out really well.
Yeah.
I'm looking at these pictures. I'm like, the photo shoot came out amazing.
Yes,
Everything looks really good.
I saw some earlier this morning. The group shot.
Yeah.
Was just,
yeah, the group shot's going to be great. And so we thanked you for participating. We had so much fun, and you were a beautiful model.
And I liked the concept that, too, you don't have to use a clip.
Right.
With
what I was saying, you do have to be
how
careful.
do you do it?
It's a looser curl when you
I'm
don't
going to give
have
it
a
to
clip.
you to show how you do it because I don't want to be the one to mess it up. So,
while she shows us during the commercial break, I'm going to tell you, say thank you so much, Coral, because you have helped us out all the time. Thank you and Cutting Loose for making us look great every morning. And you can always go to Cutting Loose or one of their websites to get more information about their products and all of the styles that they have and can do. All right, next we're going to check in with our artists and go back to see if we're ready to go back to the kitchen. We'll be right back.
I'm like, that was kind of...
Are you Goodwill?
Yes, because when I donate
or shop at Goodwill,
I'm creating a job.
I am Goodwill, yeah.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $10 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received J.D. Power Awards for highest customer service. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Just go do it. Go do it. If you're not in control, then who is? Live above the influence.
Watch your Suncoast News at 6 on your streaming device for a chance to win a $50 Visa. It's easy. Just watch weekdays at 6 for the word of the week. Then enter the word at mysuncoast.com for your shot at a $50 Visa. We'll pick the winner each week. Good luck.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment, and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251. 800-628-1251.
Welcome back. Well, artist Dante Ferraro has been painting in the studio throughout our show, and you paint at Cafe Barbosa, which is such an amazing thing. Tell us a little bit about your art and your style.
Well, you know, I'm inspired by just iconic figures, other artists from the past like Warhol, Lichtenstein, Weber, and I do what just makes me happy.
The color makes me happy.
And I think the product comes out better if I'm really truly inspired to do a piece like that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm looking at it, and you can see all the details in the skin, things that almost like it would be a picture.
Yeah, I try. I mean, it's taken years to get to the point where I can make it look like something. And I love just to spend lots of time getting just every single detail, every pore, every piece of hair, just the way it should be.
Yeah, the shading and the attention to detail is extremely, noticeable. I love that you also have a Facebook page where you have numerous examples of your work.
Yeah.
So that's a nice thing.
Thank you.
Tell us what it's like to paint live with an audience.
You know, at first it was different being watched all the time, and I've done it prior, but you know, you have hundreds of people every single night, and you know, they always come up and they talk to us and they ask us about what inspires us, or how long have you been working on this, or they commission us to do other pieces.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Does that cause you to lose concentration or lose your path?
No, not at all. No, I'm able to continue to work. Sometimes we like to get the guests involved and have this help us.
Well, I love that the guests are requesting things from you.
Oh, sure.
I love the fact that Chef Joe at Cafe Barbosa is providing a place where we can see live art, because that's nothing that I've really had a lot of exposure to. So I think it's a great thing. So congratulations, your art is gorgeous. Thank you for sharing. You can find more of Dante's art on Facebook if you go to his page, which is Art by Dante Ferraro. That is on Facebook. And coming up next, the host for The Artist, of course, is Chef Joe in Cafe Barbosa. We're going to join him in the kitchen.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights.
We answered the call of duty and left our homes to serve in far-off lands. Now we answer another call, this time at home, in our own communities, to respond in times of chaos. To use our strength, our skills, and our experiences to bring hope amid devastation and destruction. Together, as a team of brothers and sisters, we're continuing our mission to make this country a little stronger and a little better each day. We are Team Rubicon.
C7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what we're working on for the top of the hour. Hurricane Harvey powering through the Gulf of Mexico.
Texas is about to have a very significant disaster.
And now Category 3 storm inching closer towards Texas. The steps businesses and residents are taking to prepare for the hurricane. On Suncoast Traffic Watch right now, we're seeing a police incident along I-75. This is near exit 224, which is US 301 in the Ellington area. As you can see, traffic is slow heading north to that exit and then south leading up to it. Now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Steve Newman.
We're waiting for the 5 o'clock bulletin from the National Hurricane Center on Hurricane Harvey. Category 3 at last check. You can see in the radar image approaching the Corpus Christi coast. This is going to be a major disaster, as you just heard, and we'll have the complete details on the storm coming up.
ABC 7, your official Florida lottery station for the Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Joan London with A Place for Mom. Over the years, we've helped thousands of families find senior care, and today's senior living communities have never been better, with amazing amenities like movie theaters, exercise rooms and swimming pools, public cafes, bars and bistros, even pet care services. And nobody understands your options like the advisors at A Place for Mom. These are local expert advisors that will partner with you to find the perfect place and determine the right level of care, whether that's just a helping hand or full-time memory care. Best of all, it's a free service. Call today. A Place for Mom. You know your family, we know senior living. Together, we'll make the right choice. Call A Place for Mom right now to get our free ebook on financing senior care, as well as a free referral for senior living communities in your area. Call 1-800-290-0352. That's 1-800-290-0352.
Start your day with Ray, Jacqueline, and John, the new Good Morning Suncoast team. Weekdays starting at 5 a.m. on ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. ABC 7, your Suncoast News. Weeknights at 5.
Attention Sarasota and surrounding cities. After 25 years in Sarasota, Bacon's Furniture and Design will be moving to create Southwest Florida's largest and most dynamic furniture store. We must liquidate everything in the store at huge savings as fast as possible. Do not miss this opportunity to purchase quality sofas, bedrooms, dining rooms, patio furniture, mattresses, and more. All at the absolute lowest prices possible. The Bacon's Furniture and Design Relocation Sell-Off. Nobody beats Bacon's.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
Coming up Monday at 4 on Suncoast View. Does your dog miss you too much when you leave? We'll learn how to deal with separation anxiety in our pets and how to help them stress less. Our Southeastern guide dog Wrigley is now at college for his formal training. We'll show you our emotional goodbye. Plus, Cliff Rolls returns and Spice and Tea Exchange is in the kitchen.
And we're in the kitchen now with Chef Joe from Cafe Barboso, and we're hearing that this is so good, it's actually called an expletive that we can't say on TV. That's how good it is.
It really is, and it's the blank shrimp. So that's, you know, if you go online, you could see it on the View, Suncoast View website. You can get the recipe.
Okay.
So,
but we're going to make it today.
So
we're
it's
excited.
It's the blank shrimp.
All right, and how do we do it?
So what we're going to do is we have a phosphate-free shrimp,
okay.
Gulf shrimp, you know, with no chemicals on it.
And they're big.
And they're huge.
Yeah.
So we're going to flour them in a, you know, we put a little bit.
And these are like butterflied.
Yes.
Okay.
I saw you put pepper in there.
Yeah, pepper and salt. So we season the flour, right?
Okay.
And get them in an egg wash, right?
What else is in the egg?
I have a little bit of Reggiano cheese, Italian parsley, a little salt and pepper also. And so what we're doing is just give them a little egg wash, and we have pure vegetable oil here, and just heat it up on medium, right? You could use rice flour too if you want it gluten-free, right? And then you just pan-sear them for a little bit, like 45 seconds on one side.
So that's not long at all.
Not long at all. And then like maybe 50 seconds or, you know, 45 on the other side, right? Let's get them on there. And what we have that goes with it is cherry peppers.
Okay.
Oh, I've never heard of cherry peppers.
These are pickled.
Oh, okay.
White wine, lemon juice, butter, Italian parsley, and fresh mozzarella cheese that's shredded that goes on there. So, and then we have some here, you'll see.
All right, so these are the ones that are already done?
These are almost done, yeah, these are done, yes.
Oh, okay.
So let's give it a little bit more, a little punch, okay?
So this is
right
not
now
actually Italian, though, is that
It is
true?
Italian.
It is Italian.
Oh, yeah. This is totally Italian.
What region? What region?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother.
This is a Southern Italian dish.
Okay.
Right? So what, you know, we do at the restaurant is, this is an appetizer, but people get it over pasta.
Oh, that's a good idea.
You know, they go nuts for this dish.
And you're good with that? We can order anything off the menu and adjust it to an entree?
Absolutely. We're totally cool with that. We, you know, we're unpretentious.
Do what you got to do. Well,
Yeah.
and you mentioned that a lot of things on your menu aren't just Italian, that you do small plates with
Yeah,
some
we do a lot of, happy hour, yeah.
different flavors, Middle Eastern. And
Absolutely. We do Japanese, we do Chinese, Hong Kong. We have Spanish, Moroccan, we do Indian, like one of our pizzas is the kofta lamb pizza with coconut curry.
Yep.
So we do a coconut curry pizza that's
Nice.
like, shut up.
Right.
Yeah.
Very, very fun.
Your
So-
food talks a lot.
Yes. Yes, it does. Yes.
All right, so we're getting some color on the shrimp
And it
there.
smells amazing.
Yes. So, you know, we'll give it like a few more seconds here, and then we'll add all the ingredients just to pop it up. But, you know, this is a little bit of a lot of things that we have here.
Yeah, I like the sampling. While that goes ahead and gets its
Yeah.
its color, let's take a little bit of a tour down. Is that a wedge salad with a ridiculous amount of blue cheese involved?
That's actually a gorgonzola, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Even
Yeah.
better.
So it's a
Even
gorgonzola blue, and, you know, we have the tomatoes, black pepper, but we use a lettuce wedge, which is like insane.
Yeah, that is definitely insane. And of course, there's always desserts.
This is a lemon tart, meringue tart, with black cherries from Umbria in Italy.
Oh, wow. And then you mentioned that the pizzas are one of your favorites.
That looks so good.
Yes. So the pizzas has got 5 mushrooms, goat cheese, mozzarella, mushroom risotto, right?
All sorts of different things, and all of them on the menu at Cafe Barboso. But today, Chef Joe is cooking up blank shrimp. And the blank is something that you will have to go to Cafe Barboso to find out what it
Absolutely.
means, because it's one of the 7 words I don't say on TV.
He adds the other ingredients.
Yeah, it's spicy and gorgeous out there. We're going to do some digging in, but you will want to, too. Go to Cafe Barbosa and visit Chef Joe, one of our very favorite creative Suncoast chefs here. And live
Thank you.
artists always working at the restaurant, and we appreciate Dante Ferraro for being here to do that with us today.
Yes.
Appreciate Haley coming by, too. Have a
Haley.
great rest of your day, Haley.
Dante!
Take some time and enjoy the Suncoast view.
There you go, girl.